Hello, chipmunks, skunks, and buttercunts. Welcome to the first ever episode is What is Up with Mashka. I am your host, Mashka Boo, and on this lovely little fake news channel on YouTube today, I will be discussing my character, Deer. So, for some background information, Deer is from my series A Fallen Band. If you don't know anything about A Fallen Band, I highly recommend you check it out. We still need voice actors, animators, etc., so please go join the Discord server. Let us know if you're open to storyboarding, animating. You get the gist. Anyways, so A Fallen Band basically is where... A Fallen Band basically is where assistants of the four gods get sent down to Earth for being cocky little assholes. I know, it sucks. It's a bad storyline. I'm working on it. Deer is one of those main four assistants. Deer is the assistant of the goddess of torture. The goddess of torture is Trellis. Trellis is quite a cruel person who really doesn't have any empathy. I would say the best way to describe her is a psychopath or sociopath. Like, literally, the condition as a person. And that's basically your whole personality, besides being hot. Deer is quite similar, except Deer literally loses all of the flirty and romantic traits Trellis has. Deer is canonically Arrow Ace and goes by any pronouns. However, I quite often use she, her, or they, them for her because I just find that more fitting for her personality. However, feel free to use quite literally anything, including neo-pronouns, normal pronouns, like anything you want, okay? You do what you want, bro. I believe in you. In the band, Deer plays the keyboard. In fact, one of the reasons why she plays the keyboard is because of my daddy issues. Woohoo! Seriously, though, my father used to be in a band, and he played the keyboard. So, of course, Deer being one of my favorite characters I really connected with, I had her play the keyboard to represent my horrible crippling daddy issues. I know, right? So fun. Deer's fun fact is that she was originally not going to have her normal stitches, which is something that's very iconic on her character design. I feel like her stitches really just show a lot of her character. In fact, there's a reason on why she has stitches, which I'll get to later in the video. In fact, she used to look like this. I know, she was hideous, and I'm really glad I changed her design. Deer was the first character of the main four to be made, and also is probably my favorite character of the main four to be made. I originally had a whole different idea for Deer. She was going to be more shy, closeted, and a lot more like Trellis, flirty part-wise. I originally was only going to have three main fours. Wait, no, not three. I was originally going to have three main characters, and luckily, Deer was one of the three. Extra bonus points if you can guess who the person who was going to be excluded from the group is. It may be kind of obvious. Deer is very chaotic and mischievous, I would say. She likes to cause problems and tease people. Although really on the inside, she does mean well. Deer is canonically a sociopath, meaning she feels little remorse or empathy towards people, especially the ones who she causes horrible actions to. Deer has a lot of mental problems coming from myself. I tried to give Deer a bit of me inside of her. She's kind of a representation of my chaotic side, the side of me who's a little silly, and the side of me who's a little chaotic and lacks empathy sometimes. Deer was originally going to have little deer horn things. I forget what they're called. Antlers, yes. She was originally going to have antlers. However, I quickly scrapped the idea, because I figured, since the others didn't have any sort of animalistic parts, it would make her look out of place and wrong. Deer is also one of the characters... Deer is also the character with the most fan art, including on Artfight. Speaking of Artfight, go attack me and I will most likely defend. My user is just a classic old Mashka Boo. I hope to see you there on my account. Deer is also very similar and kind of based off of my persona. My persona is simply called Mashka. He's super cool. He's literally me. I love him. I'll do a video on him too. Deer is probably one of the best and most favorite characters I've ever made. And she, in fact, will be in some Easter eggs in my future show productions. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Deer is one of the most amazing, fantastical characters ever. And since she is the one with the most fan art, I wouldn't mind if you added to her fan art pile. She really appreciates it. Alrighty, I feel that this is all for What Is Up with Mashka by your lovely host Mashka. Goodbye, chipmunks, skunks, and buttercups. I'll see you next time.